What a glorious day of celebration. This is just so wonderful, seeing Ilan and Carrie come together in these two wedding ceremonies first, and then later the Jewish celebration of Ilan's cultural tradition. Since many of you may be unfamiliar with the Bahai faith and the Bahai wedding ceremony, Ilan and Carrie have asked me to say just a few words so you'll know what's happening here. It's very simple. The Bahai faith is a lay religion. We have no clergy, no ministers, and so I'm here as a friend, not in any particular official capacity. Although we don't have any clergy, we do have an administrative order. In every community where Baha'is reside throughout the world, annually they elect a local spiritual assembly. That election takes place with no nominations, no discussion of names, secret ballot, and 9 individuals are elected. Internationally, the same thing. In every country where Baha'is reside around the world, which is virtually every country, the Baha'i faith is very widespread, although our numbers numerically are fairly small. Baha'is elect annually a national spiritual assembly. And internationally, again, we have the Universal House of Justice, which is the supreme council of the Baha'i faith. The center of the Baha'i faith is in Haifa, Israel. Although the faith began in Persia in the 1800s, it's interesting, given Ilan's background, that the center of the faith is now in Haifa. The Baha'i faith emphasizes the oneness of all religions. Unity and diversity are crucial to humanity's continued advancement and growth. The Ancient of Days, that unknowable essence that we refer to as God, or Jehovah, or Allah, or Yahweh, whatever language we use, has sent the founders of all of the world's religions for the edification and growth of mankind. Baha'u'llah, the prophet founder of the Baha'i faith, said, "Consort with the followers of all religions in a spirit of friendliness and fellowship. Associate with all the peoples and kindreds of the earth with joy and radiance." And we're certainly doing that today. The Baha'i wedding, as I said, is very simple. But before you can have a Baha'i wedding, the first condition is that the couple must decide that they want to marry. There are still parts of the world today, in some cultures, where marriages are arranged. And for people from that background, the fact that the couple chooses who they want to marry is sometimes difficult and surprising and difficult to get used to. So Ilan and Carrie have decided that they want to get married. In order for them to do so, they must have consent of all parents. This is crucial. So important is the concept of unity that the marriage cannot take place if one of the parents said no, for whatever reason. It doesn't matter. In the Baha'i writings, we find that it says, "Desiring to establish love, unity, and harmony amidst our servants, we have conditioned it, once the couple's wish is known, upon the permission of their parents, lest enmity and rancor should arise amongst them. Baha'u'llah has clearly stated that the consent of all living parents is required for a Baha'i marriage. This great law he has laid down to strengthen the social fabric, to knit closer the ties of the home, to place a certain gratitude and respect in the hearts of children for those who have given them life and sent their souls out on the eternal journey towards their Creator. So to meet this requirement for parents, last week I called Ilan's father and stepmother in Israel, and they very joyously gave their blessing to this marriage and their wishes for your happiness. Carrie's parents, Jan and Jean, have given us a written consent. They say, Ilan has given us great pleasure in becoming Carrie's life partner. We wish and pray for their continued happiness and fulfillment in their life together. And specifically, Carrie wanted me to ask, this is what you feel? You're still in agreement with this?
Yes, I have not changed my mind.
Okay, good. So those are the conditions before the wedding can take place: the couple's desire to marriage and the consent of the parents to that marriage. Now, the ceremony itself is the ultimate in simplicity. The couple, first the groom and then the bride, will recite the vow before two witnesses, Gretchen and Mark Revis, whom they have asked to be their witnesses and have been appointed by the spiritual assembly. So they will recite their vows, and they have also selected two readings, a prayer which will be first, and then the vows, and then there will be one passage from the Bahai writings on love. So you ready to do this? Okay. We'll have the prayer.
Glory be unto thee, O my God. Verily, this thy servant and this thy maidservant have gathered under the shadow of thy mercy, and they are united through thy favor and generosity. O Lord, assist them in this, thy world and thy kingdom, and destine them for every good through thy bounty and grace. O Lord, confirm them in thy servitude and assist them in thy service. Suffer them to become the signs of thy name in thy world, and protect them through thy bestowals, which are inexhaustible in this world and in the world to come. O Lord, they are supplicating the kingdom of thy mercifulness and invoking the realm of thy singleness. Verily, they are married in obedience to thy command. Cause them to become the signs of harmony and unity until the end of time. Verily, thou art the omnipotent, the omnipresent, and the Almighty. Abdul Baha.
We will all verily abide by the will of God.
We will verily all abide by the will of God.
You take that and just leave it. No.
Know thou of a certainty that love is the secret of God's holy dispensation, the manifestation of the all-merciful, the fountain of spiritual outpourings. Love is heaven's kindly light, the Holy Spirit's eternal breath that vivifieth the human soul. Love is the cause of God's revelation unto man, the vital bond inherent in accordance with the divine creation in the realities of things. Love is the one means that ensureth true felicity both in this world and the next. Love is the light that guideth in darkness, the living link that unitieth God with man, that assureth the progress of every illumined soul. Love is the most great law that ruleth this mighty and heavenly cycle, the unique power that bindeth together the diverse elements of this material world, the supreme magnetic force that directeth the movements of the spheres in the celestial realms. Love revealeth with unfailing and limitless power the mysteries latent in the universe. Love is the spirit of life unto the adorned body of mankind, the establisher of true civilization in this mortal world, and the shedder of imperishable glory upon every high-aiming race and nation. O ye beloved of the Lord, strive to become the manifestations of the love of God, the lamps of divine guidance shining amongst the kindreds of the earth with the light of love and concord. All hail to the revealers of this glorious light. Abdul Bahai.
So this could be the last time that we get to walk around. Oh, okay, no, we have one more.
Oh, you like that?
Right,
One more time.
just one more time.